2, 1.
All right, we are streaming.
Oh, how about that? Okay. All right, let's see how this goes here. This is new for both of us here. New studio, first live stream that I've done here on YouTube. Oh, hey. All right.
It's a little soft. I wonder why. See if we can make it work.
Yeah.
there.
Oh, there we go. I think there's a little bit of a lag. I'm looking at myself right now with this weird delay.
We should ask everybody how we sound.
Yeah. Is anybody in right now?
I didn't see anybody in the chat yet, but
No.
watch this. I can give ourselves a heart.
Let's see. Okay. Well.
Why did it do that? Why did it want me to set up?
We got crickets so far.
It's all good. So what's up, Chris?
Not
I think we're
much.
streaming, right? Because
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
we're up on YouTube, right? You can see yourself.
I can see myself with the delay here. But,
Let's see what happens here.
Sure.
Do you now see me? 3,
n-
2, 1.
No. How much of a delay is there?
I don't know.
I don't see you yet on there.
You don't see me at all?
Yeah. Let's see. Put my hand up. How much is the delay? Oh, it just went to you now.
Okay, cool.
So there's a pretty big delay.
There's a big delay on YouTube. No
But
problem.
That's fine. I probably just won't pay attention to that monitor then.
You just keep your eye on the chat window, and then we'll go from there. Cool. So why are you doing the stream?
Because why not? I guess since everybody's doing it, we just hit 10,000 subscribers.
Yay!
Yay! Which is pretty bonkers. We started this. I started this channel with my friend Chris back in the very end of 2021. Wait, no, 22. What year? No, 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we lost track of all sense of time. Our goal was to get it up at some point in 2021, and I think it was like December 29th or something like that we
Close enough.
that we got. So we made our goal, I remember we got the first 100 subscribers. We're like, oh my god, we got 100,
Right.
and then it was like, okay, we're at 200, 300, 400, and then to get to 1,000 was like, okay, cool. That was about a year ago. It was October last year where we hit 1,000.
Oh, why are you going off?
Am I?
There you are.
Is something?
Oh, here we go. We got Steven Turquoise
Oh, hey.
asked a question. Do you see that?
I don't. It hasn't come up yet.
All right. He says, hi, Chris from America's Culture Network. I think you are a wonderful channel, and the way I found you was through the Knott's videos. Also, I love Knott's Berry Farm, and I've been working there for 5 years.
Oh, hey there. Well, welcome to be our first guest, our first person on our live stream here. Do you have any questions for us? Or?
He says, I also love the way you do your update videos. Also, have you been to Scary Farm yet? It's been a lot of fun when I went, and I hope you enjoy it if you haven't gone yet.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I can see that now there. So Stephen, thank you. I'm happy that you like the way I do the videos. Honestly, I every time I go, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. It's gotten easier.
Yeah.
But it's like, what am I going to talk about? Okay, whatever. Here's a bunch of dirt, like
Sure.
when Fiesta Village was just being torn up and everything like that. I'm happy you enjoyed that. And regarding Scary Farm, I'm actually going to be there tomorrow night. I wasn't there for the media event or anything like that. So tomorrow will be my first time there this season. So,
And that'll be October 1st, right? Or is it September 31st?
that's-
No, October 1st.
October 1st. Hey, that's like the appropriate way
go.
to kick off October, right?
That's right. Hey, and also for those who are just watching the live stream right now, if you could do us a huge favor in the chat, let us know if you can hear us and see us okay. Again, this is a test of this whole studio. This is the first time we've done with a full studio stream. Just want to make sure we're coming through okay. If we need to turn up our microphones or whatever, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. If nobody can hear us, this would be like the worst, the worst live stream ever.
Yeah.
You know? How,
Maybe sign language. It'd just be like, you hear us.
yeah. Roller coaster.
But I have a question for you real quick. Do you think it's appropriate that we've got Home Depot and we've got Lowe's and all this stuff that they love to put the Halloween stuff out in like August, and then by the time September rolls around, like it's Christmas stuff now. So with the haunt events, are you cool with the haunt events starting in September, or do you wish that they would all start in October?
Oh no, I mean September is completely acceptable considering, like you said, like Christmas, like is our like people start that way early, and then yeah, what is it like? If you probably go to Home Depot now, they probably have Christmas stuff going up, right?
They do, unfortunately. They've tucked all the Halloween stuff into one corner, and like it's all Christmas stuff.
The only thing I'm kind of okay with that is, I mean, I used to build a haunted house all the time.
Yeah,
and there are Christmas like extension cords and different type of stuff that that I would use like when I was building my haunted house. So lights and stuff and little whatever. But
let's dig into that. Why were you doing a haunted house? Like how and when and how long did you do haunted houses for?
Yeah. Wow. Totally off topic here, but cool. This is
we're live.
This is getting to know Chris other than roller coasters. Yeah. Like when I was like 12 years old, I lived on a cul-de-sac. I grew up on a cul-de-sac, and a lot of people would just bypass the cul-de-sac, like when they're trick-or-treating, because I don't know why. But,
Weird.
But I was on a mission. I said, I'm going to start decorating, and I'm gonna get people to want to come down here, and so did a lot of like a yard display. Again, this was like '94, so I was not quite. I think I just turned however old I was. Yeah, 12. I guess I would have just turned 12. Yeah, I did that for a long time, and then 2007 it ended up becoming like this huge maze called Higgins Manor that I did, and so that was a lot of fun. Did that for 10 seasons till 2016, but just became a lot on. It was at my mom's house still, so like I was, living in LA and driving down to Orange County and building it down there and doing everything down there, and so it just became this whole thing, and it was a lot of time and money and everything else. So
right.
I missed it, and oh wow, my voice kind of like my voice. I miss it so much. I get all choked up. But yeah, do we have?
Yeah, Stephen, our lovely fan, Stephen here. He's great. He just said that he went to Costco and they already have Christmas trees up. But he also said, I have another question for you, Chris. What do you think the future will be for Accelerator and for Montezuma's Revenge? I hope Montezuma's opens next year, and for Accelerator, hopefully in January.
Yeah, so Accelerator, I mean, for those that were following, was supposed to, I think, be open by now. It was about
right.
The top. It was the top of the month when I was there, and they were doing they were training the employees. They were doing all.
Oh, that's right. So, you had a video about that.
Yeah,
as well.
that was October, September 2nd or something that I was there. So they had already been cycling it for a couple weeks already, and then they were training the all the write-offs, and it was supposed to reopen. And then my understanding is that something else broke, something with the launch. I don't know if it was a launch system or somebody said it was like brake fin. Somebody said something else. I don't know the exact reason. Nothing's really been put out there. Obviously nothing official from Knott's, because they didn't even put out anything official for the launch system being broken.
So do you think it's just the ghosts of old Intamin rearing their ugly heads?
I think it's just like bad luck from Togo being there.
The ground is cursed.
The ground is cursed. I mean, they tore up Wacky Soapbox Racers, and I think the ground has been cursed. And then they slapped down a Togo and just made things even worse. I mean, so like and then on top of Intamin just not having a good track record as far as reliability, which is unfortunate because I was thinking about this recently, how Intamin actually has some of my most favorite coasters and my least favorite coasters.
Yeah.
I mean, it like
They are very diverse, you know, and
Yeah.
and there was no pun intended with the bad track record. You could also say a
Yeah.
bad launch record as well.
Yeah.
But they have a bad track record for launching.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
But what about Montezuma's Revenge? Speaking of launch coasters, what's going on?
Well, I mean, they got some good spider webs up there for Scary Farm now, right? They didn't have to do any decorations.
Yeah.
It's already yeah. But no, seriously, yeah, you know, all the rumors and everything were saying that whatever manufacturer that they were going to have rebuild it, like it fell through or something. Whatever deal they had fell through, and
Zamperla.
and that was after, and that was after they had already removed the loop and everything. So, and removed the flywheel and all the launch system stuff has all been stripped out. So Knott's is kind of in this place now where, you know, what's going to happen. I mean, my honest belief is that they're still going to figure it out. They're going to find another manufacturer, and yeah, could it be Zamperla? Maybe. I mean, with them working together a lot with Cedar Point, with Top Thrill 2, and the Wild Mouse they did, and obviously Pony Express is a flywheel launched Zamperla coaster.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, so they, you know, that could be a thing. I'm guessing they were working with a different company though. On that.
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, obviously it's got a major re-theme as well. Well, I'd say major, but enough of a re-theme to, you know, warrant some name changes
and a new credit.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, I mean,
well, I mean, it was going to be a completely new launch experience. This was to, you know, either launch you forward or backwards, be like kind of like a random sequence or something like that.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like that one ride, and I don't know who. Hey, welcome, NV.
Hey, NV.
I don't know if it was going to be like what's that ride over in Europe? I apologize, everybody getting chat, but the one that everybody on their seats has a button that they select, and whichever majority wins is which way it launches.
I'm not big. I know what you're talking about, but like I'm like one of the worst coaster enthusiasts in that, like, I don't remember.
Oh, same here.
I don't remember like all the details. Those people don't remember, you know, every coaster stat and every type of. I'm not.
That's why I bring them on my show, which I'm shameless plug enthusiast.
Yeah.
I like to bring in the people who know stuff.
Yeah.
But what we got here?
NV, do you have any questions?
Ask away and let us know. Again, can you let us know if you can hear us okay, if we're too hot, we're too loud.
And
let us know.
I'm going to pull up, because I put out on Instagram, I asked some questions, and let's see if
Oh, yeah, good. Hey, Steve, thanks for, he said Steve has to take off. Steve, thank you so much for,
Steve, thank you.
For asking those questions, man. Take care.
Yeah.
Here we go. Envy asks, darn, keeping it family friendly. I don't know what that is. A Hollywood Dream in Japan plays music based on rider selection, but I don't know about launches. Yeah, thank you. You know, there is one in Europe, and I just don't know who the manufacturer is, but there is a ride somewhere. I don't think it's Poland, but somewhere where you everybody has a choice to say if you want to launch backwards first or forward first.
Was it the Schwarzkopf shuttle loop that got no?
No. It's a newer ride.
Oh, okay. No idea.
I don't know.
That's pretty cool though.
You'd think. Okay. I wonder if only we had a handheld personal device that could access a world wide web of information.
Know, right? But then you know the stream is just going to turn us just looking down at the phone and like
right.
What So hey, the ambassador asked me on Instagram, who's that guy? Should Maverick be brought to Knott's? Absolutely not. For those that are not familiar, I did a whole video on what makes Maverick stink. It's honestly, it's not a horrible coaster. It's just
all right, and that's where the live stream ends. Let's go ahead.
I think it's just a little bit overrated, and it just kind of does nothing for me. I mean, it is what it is. If Knott's Berry Farm brought a coaster like Maverick to
that'd be sweet.
To the park, I wouldn't be like upset or anything. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe, you know, they're bringing an intimate launch roller coaster. But that would kind of interesting though, with Universal building. I'm sorry. I'm like watching you adjust your camera.
I didn't adjust anything.
Nothing happened. So with Universal Studios Hollywood building an intimate launch roller coaster, I don't think that Knott's would do anything similar to that. I always thought that maybe they would work with Mach or something like that to do a launch roller coaster. But I mean, not Spray From has so many launch coasters. Like, just give us the Hyper or the Giga.
Right.
I know it's
Give some airtime. Just give some airtime.
I know it's a ridiculous like ask because they really don't have a lot of room.
Yeah.
But there are some thoughts on that I'll save for a video whenever I put that out.
Envy asked another question here. He says, Maverick was so intense, but I kept hitting my head on the restraints. It gave me major headache and hurt the experience a slight bit. That's fair.
Yeah, that's. I mean, so was that before they redid the restraints, or is that with like the new padded restraints?
Not sure. He'll let us know, but
let us know.
I think regardless, I wish it didn't have over the shoulder restraints. If they can make Velocicoaster with just like a lap bar, come on.
Yeah, I think the coaster would be way better if they got the new Intamin trains with the lap bar only. I think that would improve it a lot.
And they've even figured out the Mosasaurus roll now, and they could bring it back, the original Heartline roll that they had that they took out, that they figured out how to profile it properly.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a coaster that launches into trim brakes before it goes up over the hill into that turn to where that inversion was. So, I don't know. Like, I feel they kind of.
Hey, listen! You remove the trim brakes when you reprofile the thing because you don't need to trim it anymore.
I mean, like from the start, like Intamin should have just like designed the coaster to launch at either not launch as fast or launch at that full speed, and the rest of the coaster be able to handle the. It's not like it's not like a traditional coaster with a lift hill where you have a mid course and then they slow you down, kind of. Because it is what it is. But with a launch, you can control how fast you go. Anyway, we're getting off topic a little bit. So let's see. I have West Coast Thrills from Instagram asked kind of the same thing about Accelerator, about it reopening. I had heard it was going to be like an 8-week delay. But then again, we thought it was only going to be maybe a 6-month delay for the previous thing. So who knows? 2024? Yeah, maybe. Same thing. I had somebody else already asked about Monty and all that. And is this is maybe not from Instagram? It's IamNLV asked any underrated coasters. I feel like most wooden coasters are underrated. Yeah, I think wooden coasters are some of my favorite. Now, it's been a long time. It was 2008 when I was last on El Toro and also on Boulder Dash, and they were running awesome at the time. Now, I know they don't run as good as they did back then. But, I mean, I'll take a mildly rough wooden coaster over some smoother steel coasters.
Yeah, I think that a rickety does add to the experience. Absolutely,
it adds to it. I mean, obviously, like to some degree, like Mount Olympus. I was on Pegasus, and
it's like my bottom 3 coasters.
I posted about this actually. This was what I was there in 2019. During the ride, my lap bar kept clicking out. Like I had to keep pushing it back down, and I mean, thankfully there's not like a ton of airtime, and it's not like but still, I think it has a seatbelt too. I think I can't remember.
Maybe.
Probably not. Probably not because I probably wouldn't have cared as much. Anyway, yeah, no, we rolled back into the station, and I looked next to me, and it was like a father with his daughter, like about to get on my row, and I'm like, hey, you might want to go to a different.
Right.
I didn't say why. I just. And he did.
I may have had a little accident in the seat.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah, so, that's the extreme, right? But, down Belmont Park, down in San Diego. I mean,
Big Dipper.
Yeah,
Giant Dipper.
Giant Dipper, yeah. I always want to think Big Dipper, too. Yeah, Giant Dipper is, sometimes it'll run smoother than other times, and even if it's a little rough, like I think it's just a fun coaster. Like it,
yeah.
There's not a ton of airtime. It's rough. It kind of jerks you around, but I'll take that over like like I said, some smoother steel coasters, or,
right?
Or like a rough wooden coaster over a rough steel coaster.
Yeah, I think that a rough. I mean, I think you can. Sometimes you forgive a rough or wooden coaster because you're like, well, it's wood and okay, whatever.
Yeah.
When it's a rough steel coaster, it's like there's no excuse for this.
Yeah.
I mean, I've ridden some pretty rough ones. Like I think Judge Roy's Scream is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I just also didn't like Wolverine Wildcat at Michigan's Adventure. I thought that was
Yeah.
awful. But I mean, I'm actually one of these guys that preferred Ghost Rider before they did the refab back in like the. I thought it was so crazy.
So story time on that.
Okay. Real quick before you do the story time. Envy did confirm that was his question, so thank you.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought it was you. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So what does I say about
Story time.
Oh, story time. Yeah. So Ghost Rider was. I mean, I think I was at the first rode it in like 2001 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 2001 is when I really became an enthusiast and everything, and got a lot of ERT on it and everything like that. And I love Ghost Rider. Was my number one wooden coaster until I rode Boulder Dash and El Toro in 2008. But then, oh God, just shortly before they shut it down, was it 2016? I think is when they did the retrack on Ghost Rider. I went on it, and there was a moment where it just, now I guess you could say maybe I just got getting old, but like it pinched a nerve in my back.
Oh.
And I came back into the station with like tears in my eyes. Like I was in so much pain, and I was like, I am not going to go on this coaster until it gets fixed.
Yeah.
And I avoided it until it got refixed. And then when it reopened with the new with the GCI retracked it, they reprofiled like the drop after the mid-course break, so it doesn't give you quite as much airtime.
Yeah.
And the new trains I don't like. Their design of the lap bar kind of it's weighted heavy. It's like it's top heavy, I guess you'd call it. So it pushes down versus like the PTCs. Yeah, I mean it's actually gotten better. It's gotten better in the year since they've retracted. It's a little bit crazier, more out of control. But I guess that was kind of a weird story time, but whatever.
It's a good story time.
Yeah.
We've got Envy again. Hot take from me: the Blue Streak at Cedar Point this year ran absolutely beautiful. Borderline ejector this year in the back row. Maybe I got lucky.
Wow, ejector on
Blue Streak.
On Blue Streak. Okay. I'll have to go back. I'm going to go back next year. Obviously for Top Thrill 2 and everything like that.
Sure.
So, yeah. Let's see. What do you got? Any more questions here? Geez, I wasn't alive yet. What year? What year was this? Were you talking about when in 2001?
Who knows?
When
Chris and I are part of an unofficial coaster club called No Coasters for Old Men. So yeah, there's a few other people out there. Shout out to Joey and to Alan.
Oh yeah, who else is it? See, I can't see. I have like this there's a little pop up that's covering.
There's a pop up that's covering the chat now.
Yeah, on my side.
I'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, so we're testing this thing out. This is like a new thing.
He said he was born in 2003, and you said 2001.
Okay.
Keep talking. I'm gonna come see if I can figure it out.
Okay. We're trying to work this out here. Yeah. Yeah, you can see I got like this little thing covering. Hey, just use the mouse, and we all go away. No, click. Okay, cool. That works.
Just saying we should get a moderator. Yeah, we should, but whatever.
Oh, who's that? Who said that?
YouTube did.
Oh, that's right. So you are the.
Well, I'm not really moderating. I mean, I sort of could, but I'm not.
Oh, your nose just came into the clip.
Oh, nice.
Because there's a delay here, so just the very top of the screen.
Oh shoot, where
it was
the
just
chat?
your
There
nose.
There it is. And we're back.
Yeah, so there's I don't know if the chat is delayed as well as my the stream, but whatever.
I don't know. So basically, how we have it working is that we're running through. For those who would like to know the technical nerdy stuff, we're running YouTube streaming services through a software called OBS, which stands for Open Broadcast Server software. And I'm using a live switcher to switch between cameras. And so what Chris is watching is he's actually looking at the actual stream on YouTube. And so it's just a delay just a little bit. Hey, we got Sean Lewis here. Check it out.
Hey, Sean.
He says, ACN and Theme Park ERT, greetings. Theme Park ERT is not here, but I appreciate the sentiment. I am no longer with Theme Park ERT. I've parted ways with that channel due to ethical and moral differences, and started Enthusiast Roundtable. But I think that's what you meant. We love
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. I'm still ACN.
it. Yes, ACN is still live.
Still a thing. Wow, that makes me feel really old when somebody's like, "I wasn't even born when you started." Oh my god!
It's like, shoot, 2001. I was like,
for those who aren't familiar with the complete backstory, so the YouTube channel started at the end of 2021. The Instagram goes back to 2015, but ACN as a website and forum goes all the way back to 2001. Early 2001. So, it was started by my friend Jeff, and I was on as a photographer and a moderator and admin for the forum, and helped build some of the website and whatnot. And then kind of, we both, he went to college, and I was in the Navy, and kind of grew up, and kind of the last thing we did was Tatsu in 2006. And then one day I was like, hey, I got a bunch of these coaster pictures. I might as well just make an Instagram. And then Instagram kind of became popular, and then
became very popular.
Well, yeah. So it became, I'm in the first few years. I mean, and last year it kind of blew up, but I had people asking me like, "Oh, you should do a YouTube channel." I'm like, yeah. Like eventually it's a lot of work, and
it's a lot more work than Instagram.
Yeah.
Is.
So, I mean, I had people asking me probably back in like 2018, like, are you going to do one? And then it took a little time. But it's been fun.
No, and you've done pretty well. I mean, obviously, we'd all love to go to like, 1 million subscribers in a month, like, Jack Black did, but I think you had a really steady increase, and it's still looking pretty good, because I remember when you crossed over to 10,000, you quickly were like joking, like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to make it an 11,000 stream here.
Yeah, because I think we're at like 10.8, like 10.8 now or something like that. Something, so we're close to 11 now. So I'm like, okay. Like,
hey, yesterday I got 99.
Yeah, 99.
Let's do it. It's all good though.
You're waiting for it to go to 100, and it goes down to 98. You're like, God darn.
Exactly. But the good thing is, I think the magic number in YouTube is once you can get past 1,000, it opens up a lot more opportunities for you. And then if you really push it after 1,000, I think you can just, especially if you keep consistent.
Yeah.
But it is, editing is really, it's tedious. It's time consuming to make the edits and things like that. That's the whole reason why I want to do a studio and do live switching. So I'm basically editing live.
On that note, like when we first started the channel, our thoughts were just like, okay, we're just going to do scripted videos, and we had a whole list of things that we were going to do and everything. Then they were building Wonder Woman at Six Flags Magic Mountain. And so I figured, well, I guess I'll go do like a construction vlog. I mean, back in the day, it used to be me going and taking still pictures, and it would post, an update on the website and all that. And I've never really done any kind of vlogging before, so that was like a learning experience for sure. I mean, you were there to help me actually shoot. I think it was the first one, right?
Yes, I was. For those who don't know, a little behind the scenes, I was Chris's life coach.
Yeah, he was like,
you can do it. Yeah. It's like, I was like, here's the brown bag, while I was hyperventilating and stuff.
So it started doing a lot of the vlogs. I mean, for Wonder Woman, I've been out there once, twice a week and all that. Still trying to incorporate scripted videos, and that's still the plan, is to do more scripted videos. But it's very time consuming. I mean, I can in one day go to a park, shoot a vlog, go home, throw it together in an hour or two, and get it up. And it seems to be sometimes more popular than
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I know.
It's
So,
funny how it works. The
Yeah.
algorithm is a
Yeah.
is a funny thing. Looks like we got another question from NV. He does look like he's spamming the chat, but hey, we
Yeah,
love you.
hey, thank you. You're
We love NV.
keeping this alive.
He says Magic Mountain made Wonder Woman crazy fast. Seeing all your construction vlogs, it was nuts to see how quick they got set up for a Six Flags coaster. Amazing speed, which is it's a good point. But you got to remember there was a pandemic between. It was supposed to have gone up much earlier.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it was supposed to be for their. It was supposed to be in 21 for their
Yes.
50th.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't do math very well now. Yeah, no. So it was supposed to be for the 50th, and then obviously West Coast Racers was also delayed. It was supposed to be 2019, and then had all those delays and opened up just in time for everything to shut down.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, they got that up really fast. Now, not quite as fast as like SeaWorld Orlando. They got pipeline up like, so fast. Like that was insane.
Yeah.
And like with the B&M track, I mean they just bolt that thing together with if following the updates for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They did all this welding and smoothing and stuff between the transitions and stuff. So that seems like it took a little bit more time. And obviously that whole DC area, they still haven't technically finished it yet.
Done.
I don't know there's something,
We like to hope that there's some sort of grand plan that's still in fruition, but who knows?
Yeah, it was like, oh, take out the restrooms, take out a flat ride, and now it's like, okay, give us, I think there's supposed to be a restaurant and some other stuff, but I don't fault anybody at the park for that because I know it's above them, and there's really good people there at in management at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and
absolutely,
and I'm going back years, I know they've wanted a Giga, but it's corporate that's has to give them the money for that.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I think that's all corporate because it's like I actually even think that the city of Valencia would probably have no problem giving permits. I mean, you've already got Superman there that's super huge, so it's like not a big deal.
Yeah, everybody's worried about the development behind it, but it's not even an issue at all. Especially if you've been back there, you barely hear it. I mean, you kind of hear Superman, I guess, and Riddler's pretty loud, but it's not that bad.
Let's see. He said,
to be fair, I'm not a West Coast. I have it here. To be fair, I'm not. So Envy says, to be fair, I'm not a West Coast guy. I'm a Dorney Park local. Oh, awesome. Yeah. We probably talked about this probably on Instagram. But yeah, I was at Dorney Park earlier this year or a couple months ago, or I don't know. Yeah, I've lost track of time. We're going into October now. Dorney Park is super underrated.
Is it?
Yeah,
I've never been.
It's I mean, I kind of feel the same way about Valley Fair and some of the lesser Cedar Fair parks, the ones that don't get as much love. Just beautiful grounds. All the coasters there are decent. I mean, there's they don't have like an elite world class coaster.
What's their big standout coaster there? I can't think of. My brain's not working right now. Envy will let us know if we mess it up.
I don't know. I guess it depends on what your opinion on the biggest coaster is. There's see, this is how bad of an enthusiast I am.
What happens when you get two bad enthusiasts on a live stream?
I mean, Hydra's pretty good. The B&M Floorless. They also have the Morgan Hyper, the Steel. No, there's like.
It was my cat was sneezing in the background. I don't know if you've probably heard that on the stream.
Yeah.
We've got live cat sneezing.
But Steel Force, right? Am I?
Steel Force? Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Let us know.
That's the ticket. Yeah. So that's a fun. Actually, had a good amount of airtime too.
And that's a Morgan, right?
Yeah. I mean, the Morgans. Yeah, Steel Force. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Envy, for confirming that because I'm.
Oh, that's right, Iron Menace. That's right. They're getting that dive coaster.
Yeah, so they're getting the dive coaster. So that
looks good.
It does. I'm not really the biggest fan of the larger format, dive coasters. Like Valraven at Cedar Point is just kind of okay. It's not bad. It's just kind of the forces are just whatever.
Mhm.
And then, but Emperor down in San Diego, SeaWorld San Diego was great. And I've heard good things about Dr. Diabolical.
Yeah.
So that's, so yeah.
I've only ever been on
kind of,
Shikra. It's the only one I've ever been on.
okay. Yeah, that's like the one that I haven't been on.
Oh.
I know it's really weird. But then still my favorite is probably at Alton Towers is Oblivion, even though it's just
Oh, the OG. Is that the OG or is that the second?
That's the OG. Yeah.
Oh, that's the OG.
And,
Okay.
and I mean, yeah, it's kind of a one-trick pony,
Right.
But going in, like diving down into that open hole.
It has like mist and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
it's
super cool.
rad. Like anyway, yeah.
And that was the one that was like that, like you could build on like old school Roller Coaster Tycoon, right? Couldn't you build that one?
I probably
Maybe it was Roller Coaster
yeah,
Tycoon
yeah,
2.
yeah. I was too busy dropping people into the water. Ways off people on that in that game.
Did you see they had a T-shirt company that at least it was being fed to me on Instagram, but
Yeah.
it's a T-shirt company that made like a little like a embroidery, and it showed like if you didn't make a roller coaster, complete it, and like the train would go flying off.
Oh,
That's what
awesome.
it was. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I like that.
Instagram knows me, knows what I want.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see if there's anything else that people have.
Yeah, check on Instagram. See if anybody's
Instagram.
posted anything on Instagram. Envy says that he hates Valraven.
Oh,
It does get a lot of hate. I actually did not ride Valraven when I was in at Cedar Point. Not out of wanting, but just I only had so much time when I was there, and I only had one day.
yeah,
And so I was prioritizing other things.
yeah,
But I mean, it's always nice to do a park completion. Like when you're at a new park for the first time, let me try to get every coaster.
yeah.
If you don't get a kitty cred, okay, well, so be it. But like, what I
Yeah.
mean? I was sad that I didn't get it, but I wanted to. You know what I also didn't get? I also didn't get Gemini. It's unfortunate.
So hey, when I was there, I didn't go to Cedar Point for the first time until 2016, and only one side of Gemini was open, and then. But closed was hey, this kind of leads into a story I was going to kind of say earlier. But Mean Streak was closed. And it was closed because
they were starting
they hadn't started it yet. They hadn't announced it yet. But RMC, the rumors were going around, and I think we saw some trucks there from RMC.
Oh wow!
So Mean Streak was closed. Anyway, like I felt like it was like a week after our trip there, they announced, oh yeah, it's going to close at the it was towards the end of September or whatever. I think it was the first day of their haunt. So September or whatever it was that I went there. I was there in May of 2016. That sounds about right. And then ended up flying back out in September just to get the Mean Streak credit. And sounds crazy. I braved Spirit Airlines to get out there because I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I mean, I went out, was there for the day and came back. I think I maybe had a hotel for one night. But I tried to make the trip as fast as I could.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting to, two things. Mean Streak was actually, I thought it was pretty darn good.
Oh.
And I needed to get on it because Texas Giant, which also got RMC'd, was kind of like they were kind of sister coasters. And Texas Giant was one of my favorite wooden coasters. And I rode that in 2004, and even at that time, people were kind of saying, it's not that good anymore. It's gotten rough. And I thought it was fantastic. And so I kind of felt the same thing about Mean Streak. I thought Mean Streak was actually a pretty good wooden coaster. I rode it on its last day, once in the front, once in the back. Thought it was great. And then going to your point about Gemini now. So when I was there earlier that year, one side was closed down. Went there in September for Mean Streak. Did some of the haunt stuff. Completely forgot to get the other side. Because I think both sides were open at that point. And then went back in 2020 and everything was closed because we went there. It was November 1st, 2020. And it was like 30 something degrees. There was like little flurries of snow coming down and everything was closed. And then went back again in was it? Yeah, 2021, I think it was. And I feel like I missed it again or something like that. So I keep missing the one side of it. So there you go.
Well, I haven't been on any of those.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
Let's see. We got just so NV, you're holding down this chat. Appreciate it.
I know, right? It's all good. Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you have any future plans before the new year starts to go into any parks or anything like that, anywhere new or anywhere fun?
I was meaning to get up to California's Great America and Discovery Kingdom this year. I don't even know if that's gonna happen. I mean, we're already into almost October now. I think a lot of the coasters have been closed too. Like we're kind of, so I don't want to drive up there and but I don't even have Railblazer.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
a
even
good
have
one.
that credit. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, Railblazer is great.
I haven't been up there since it was 2016, I think. 2016 was like 2008 and 2016 were like 2 big years for like traveling and doing a bunch of stuff.
Got it.
Yeah, so I need to get up there. I don't know. I don't really think I will. I think I'm gonna be pretty occupied between going to Universal and Knott's and Magic Mountain and all that.
Got it.
But next year for sure. I say this every year. Next year for sure. I'm gonna get up there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do have, Discovery Kingdom has that alligator coaster, and then
yeah.
not the same thing. Was it Raging Cajun or whatever it's called?
Oh yeah,
Crazy Cajun. But then DCA, oh not sorry DCA, CGA. You got to get Railblazer, and they've also opened up a new kind of a sort of like a new land, which is so strange because it's like all the rumors were that they were going to be closing down, and all of a sudden, oh no, look, we've added like a whole new land. It's like what? Yeah,
and I still have a feeling that it's going to be saved somehow because they haven't even the zoning hasn't changed.
Yeah,
and the city, I think they don't plan on changing that. So
yeah, my thought about it was it's just going to be owned by someone new, but
yeah,
they'll still have Cedar Fair probably operate it. I mean,
yeah, because Cedar Fair bought the land.
Yeah,
and we're like, cool, the park's going to be saved forever, and then the Cedar Fair's like dumped it. But then or I don't know, somebody else take it over. Who
if there could be somebody that takes over California's Great America, who could it be? I wouldn't say Six Flags because of what's right there, but I would say, what if Merlin Park took it over, or Hershend?
Hershend would be great. I mean, that could be something for sure.
Because they purchased Kentucky Kingdom, which doesn't really match Silver Dollar City, Dollywood looking. Yeah, really, not really. Yeah, but maybe they can grab a CGA. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and just
just something. What do you think, NV? No,
yeah. So I mean, next year. So if going to next year, gonna get to Lagoon.
Nice.
Well, I mean, we were planning on going. Want to go this year.
Yeah,
but it was the waiting game of is Primordial.
It's open.
It's open now. I know. But
the ACE event is today.
No, is it today?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's that's going on right now.
Oh yeah, there's the ACE event where they're gonna go to the
they're gonna go to SNS.
SNS and all that.
And I think they're gonna go to Intermountain Lift.
Oh my God. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do that, but.
Yeah, our friend Alan from Almighty Coasters is there right now. Shout out to you, Alan.
Oh no, say hey, yeah. Yeah, go check out Alan's.
No, stay here at America's Coaster Network live stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
or one guy, Envy, he's just like, I'm out of here.
Nah, he's good. He's good. Yeah. So let's see if I can think of another question for you. What do you think about? And you've covered it too. We're going to go to Magic Mountain. There's been a lot of interesting work that's happened around the Golden Bear Theater. And for those who don't know, the Golden Bear Theater is a basically, it's like a theater that's open pretty much with the park. And they've had a lot of concerts there, famous concerts. And that's where kind of one of the famous or infamous riots started. But there's been a lot of tree removals and interesting things. Do you think that it's going to be torn down for a ride, or what do you think it's going to be?
It was never a location that was really on my radar as far as them building anything there.
Okay.
It is one of, I mean, they've torn down a lot of theaters. I mean, they had well, I guess going back to when they built, when they had, was it Mystic Lake, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, the lake.
The lake that was there, sure.
The lake that became Hurricane Harbor.
Yeah.
So they had a theater there. They also had the one over that they removed, the Batman Action Theater.
That's right.
They removed that. Going back in further, there used to be one where the little sky coaster thing is, Dive Devil, right? There used to be a little theater there. So there really isn't a lot. With that said, they don't really use it. They use it like twice a year, maybe.
If that, yeah, I mean, the last time that I saw them using it was, you do usually see them using it for like grad nights and stuff like that. But the last time I saw them using it was for some sort of like cheerleading competition or something like that. And I was like, okay, but
well, they use the outdoor stage. There's the stage that's
in the front.
On the front when they were doing the Flavors of the World.
Oh, okay. I didn't make it to that event.
They had that was such a good event. Like, oh my god, I don't know if they brought in somebody else to do the food there, but all the food was so good. Yeah,
you can go check out his go check out America's Coast Network. He did a really cool in-depth coverage of that event and all the food.
Yeah, it was. I'm not really a foodie or a food vlogger, and doing that whole aspect of things is a little bit new for me. But that was really fun to cover, and yeah, the food there was phenomenal. But anyway, going back to your point about the Golden Bear Theater, I mean, if they were to build a Giga, now I don't know why they would post on Twitter or X now or whatever about Goliath, and they kind of mentioned a Giga, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would do that if they're not going to do it. At the same time, why are they spoiling an announcement?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of torn because it doesn't seem like they would troll us, but at the same time,
well, all these companies now are kind of, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've noticed that they've really started to cater to enthusiasts' egos now. They like to tease and do very deep cuts that are like really only enthusiasts would understand. And I think RMC is a good example of this. I think they like to have fun at enthusiasts' expenses. Yeah. Although there have been a few campaigns from Cedar Fair and things like that have been very successful.
Yeah.
Universal as well. So I don't know. I don't know if Six Flags is just trying to, ride that train. And they said, Salim was like, quick, we need a social media person and we need to be snappy and witty, Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe. And Envy has another question here. I'm going to get to it in just a second about the food at Knoebels. So yeah, if Magic Mountain was to build a Giga, I always thought that the Viper spot would be perfect, even though I'd hate to see Viper go away.
Yeah.
But taking measurements as far as space wise, if they remove the Golden Bear Theater, they could totally fit something in there.
Yeah.
So it would, like I talked about in the vlog I did, where maybe the lift hill can go kind of towards full throttle and drop down there, and if they did Entenmann, it could have a steep lift, or RMC. RMC, if they did something with RMC, right? RMC likes to do steep lifts. So there's that. Envy, you were asking if you want a food vlog, I'll take you to Knoebels. So we were there this year. Briefly, like we went there the day after that we were at Hershey Park, and then spent the night, or went to Dorney for like the last couple hours. Maybe I'm just missing out on the good food at Knoebels. Like, we were again rushed. I had like some fresh squeezed like lemonade, which was actually really good. And then I had like a slice of pizza, and maybe, but
slice of pizza.
But I looked up I looked up online, like I googled like best food, and then someone was like, oh yeah, the pizza's there is really good. So I got pizza, and I was just like, it wasn't bad. It was just,
pizza's pizza, right? It's kind of hard to mess up pizza.
Yeah, but it wasn't like exceptional. So Envy, what should I be eating at Knoebels? Yeah, I don't know. We like the Jeopardy music play here.
I mean, I have heard that Knoebels does have good food, and maybe it's like a sit down experience. That
They don't everything because they don't really have.
do they not have one?
I don't think so.
I've never been there. I have no idea.
It's very like it feels like almost like a county fair setup almost like.
Yeah.
Not that the rides are like temporary like carnival rides, but just the way everything is set up there, it's very kind of. It's not like a traditional amusement park. Obviously, it's there's no gate, so you just walk around and there's like a single family home that's like inside the park. There's like a couple of homes, and it's really funky.
Yeah.
I love the park. I mean, the coasters there are great. But yeah, I don't know. Is he still in the chat? See, I can't see who's in the chat. I just see the. Does this actually show like?
Does it show you the numbers? Yeah, it does show you the numbers.
Of how many are in the chat?
Yeah, I think there's not many.
Oh, here we go. The potato cakes. Yeah, there was a long line for that. We were rushed.
Pierogies.
Oh, what are those?
Pickle on a stick. How about this? What's the best theme park food that you've ever experienced?
The best theme park food that I've ever experienced. Okay. Gosh, I mean, the flavors of the world at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Knott's Berry Farm has really good food. I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what? Actually, some of the best food I had was I went to Silverwood back in 2008, and I was there with my dad. We went and sat down in the sit-down restaurant there, and I was blown away. Like I turned to my dad and I was like, this isn't good. Have you been?
I've been to Silverwood. I think the food's good
at whatever that sit down restaurant is there.
I didn't go to the sit down restaurant.
You know what I'm talking about?
But I know I've seen it. But the food that I got, the quick service, it was awesome, and the ice cream was like affordable and awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the prices were too.
Yeah.
We're like, it wasn't theme park prices, and like I told my dad, I said, this isn't good just for theme park food. This is good if this was an outside restaurant. This is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe we were just really hungry. But no, I got a burger, and then I remember we got like this giant like stacked brick of like onion strings. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they still do that, but I don't know. It was super tasty.
Yeah, Silverwood, for those who maybe have not gone, I know it's kind of a tricky theme park to get to.
There's nothing like,
but it is so pretty, and it's like the park is well maintained. The rides are fine. I went there. I got to ride Stunt Pilot, which is fun.
Oh, you were there recently? Okay.
Yeah. I was there a couple Septembers ago. And it and the food's good. It's a charming little park. I think it's really worth going out there.
Yeah.
And plus, RMC is just down the street.
That's true. And I think as far as plans for next year, going back into that, I think we're going to try to go visit RMC and because I was talking to them at Wonder Woman's Media, and forgive me, what's his name? The head
Darren.
Yeah, it was Darren, right?
Yeah, he's the new.
Yeah, Darren, he's the new CEO, right?
That's right.
And Darren was like, "Hey, come on out!" Like I didn't even ask or even like say I'd like to come out.
Yeah,
he just straight up was just like, "Hey, you should come out and do a tour or whatever."
Well, I do think that they understand. Going back to that point of catering to enthusiasts, I do think that RMC really understands the value of it. And I hate the term influencer. I hate that, but I think that they understand. Like, hey, wait a minute. If we can tap into this, because we've got something going here, and it seems to be really beloved by roller coasters enthusiasts or not. But if we can get these people who have large audiences to kind of like hype us up, I mean, why not? It's like free advertising.
Well, they just did the thing with the was it the Wild Moose or whatever?
Yeah.
Coaster that they did, and
they sent it out to Were you one? Were you one?
Well, I wasn't one that got the pictures, but I got a video.
Oh, nice.
Like a little tiny, like it was like a vertical video of like 5 seconds of the ride or whatever. They sent out. They did the same thing where you kind of piece it together. And
they had to send it out to all the they sent it out to all the YouTube and TikTok or YouTube Instagram-y peoples, and it was really cool. It was very clever.
Yeah. So they're awesome people there.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. We actually, it was funny. I was again. I'm blanking on the guy's name, but he was one of the head guys with RMC
Mm-hmm.
when I was at Wildcats Revenge
Yeah.
Media, and he rode Sky Rush with us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
He was probably like,
it was actually
"Holy crap."
his first ride on it, and our
Yeah.
first ride as well.
Yeah.
And at the end of the ride, he's just like he's like, I don't want anybody to ever complain about our restraints ever again.
Yeah. Right.
Like, yeah. But no, they're just super down to earth. Like,
Yes.
they're not afraid just to, like, talk to you or whatever. So
And I can tell you because I did do the studio, not studio, the factory tour. I did do it, and it's really cool. They give you a lot of access,
yeah.
and they do a lot of, hey, make sure your camera's off. We'll tell you some cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was really, they were very, very open, and it was really neat to be walking. So when I was there, I actually was walking right next to Air Force One being built.
Oh wow.
And also the supports for West Coast. Oh no, it was Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Flight of
I
Courage.
remember, yeah.
So I got to see both of those things, and I think I even was cheeky enough, and I said, "Wow, this is a fun spot to be." So I don't think anybody picked up on it, but
Envy said, "Never felt pain on Sky Rush." Yeah, you are lucky. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Joey from Single Rider Coasters is the same. He hasn't felt pain on it. I've never ridden it yet, so we'll see.
I mean, maybe it's just I have bony legs or something like that. I don't know. But the lap bar just it sits in a weird angle, and I'll go a little bit more into detail on that when I make a video about how much I don't like Sky Rush.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is going to go for really well.
Well, I think you're in good company there.
It's
because I've heard a lot of people say that they're not a fan of it.
Yeah, it's like I think probably I think there's more haters of Sky Rush than there are of Maverick. So
yeah,
which I did a video on that too. If I already mentioned, I think, but yeah, go watch it. No, don't stay on this live stream.
No, yes, yeah. Go watch it after the live stream, please. And if you're watching this live stream after it's been live streamed, thank you.
Yeah.
Envy says Texas toast grilled cheese at Hershey. We were talking about Hershey is the best he's ever had.
Ooh.
That sounds delicious. I'm trying to think of the best food I've ever had. I do like. I've had good experiences with Mrs. Nas Chicken Dinner, famous chicken dinner, good and bad. It is really good. But I think the best single item that I've ever tasted at a theme park was at Six Flags over Texas. I can't remember where it was, but they had these deep fried sopapillas that they served with honey. It was like, it was magic. Like, I was like, this is so good. Why isn't this everywhere? It was really good.
Oh wow. Yeah. I'm also kind of a cheapskate when it comes to going to parks. So I'll starve myself usually.
Yeah.
Because I'll eat before the park opens, and then sometimes barely grab a snack,
that's totally smart thinking. I only ate there when I had the dining plan.
Yeah.
I don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Well, not just the cost of the food, but just time. Like I get so it's not just going to theme park. If I'm just traveling, right? Like I'm say in London or whatever, like I'll just be, I gotta go here, and I just don't really think about eating. And then it'll be 9 o'clock, and I'm starving. I'm like, why am I hungry? Oh, I didn't even have lunch. Okay, well,
why am I lightheaded? Oh, I haven't drank any water.
It's funny. Envy here. He says the food court near Great Bear, and when I glanced over here at the screen, I thought it said Great Beer, and I was like, oh, where's their good beer? Yeah.
I've heard. You got to ask Coasters and Brews about where the good beer is. I've heard that there's good beer. I'm of the non-alcoholic persuasion, but I've heard that the new place in Cedar Point, speaking of going back to Cedar Point, has got some good brews.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, since the whole craft brew thing for the last decade, parks have kind of caught up with that.
Which is a great idea. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, the rides and stuff like that bring people in, but if you want people to kind of come in and just like hang out, why not?
And then, we had, so I went to, and again, it was that 2008 trip, went to like a bunch of parks, was at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. And we were just walking around and with my buddy Chris, and we just wanted to, we're like, oh, let's just go check out to see like what the beer garden had, like what the selection was.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, it'd be like Budweiser and all the Busch beverages, right? And some employee walks up to us and they're like, "Are you guys 21?" We're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Do you want to do our beer sampling, like whatever?" And we're like, "Sure." And so they signed us up for a window, and we did like a beer tasting, and they had like cheese and grapes and stuff, like, and they were with the pairings and all that stuff. There's a name for all this, I don't know. But, yeah, we went to like a little private room, and they wanted to get our opinion on all the beers and stuff like that, and that was really cool.
That was at Busch Gardens.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was free. It was free. We were just looking for, like, hey, let's go. We'll buy a beer, and no, we got because you can get, I think, one free beer there. Or they used to back in the day.
I think so. And has that been extended over to SeaWorld?
SeaWorld, they used to. I don't know. I know. They did. Anyway.
We need to get like I said, Coasters and Brews, Amusement Insider.
Yeah.
the drinkers of the community.
Yeah. So I'll look. I mean, we'll probably be wrapping this up here pretty soon.
We're almost at 1 hour. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're almost at 1 hour, and it's coming up on. What time did we start? 4 something?
I think we started right before 4.
Oh yeah, because you're like, do you want to wait 10 minutes?
Yeah, no, we started. So we've been over an hour.
Jeez, oh my God, sorry.
Maybe
guys.
let people know what we're doing after this.
Yeah, so I was gonna say we're it was kind of working out that.
Hello, Fatal Poo. I like your name.
Fatal Poo. Wow, that's tragic. How constipated are you?
Fatally.
Well, yeah, Fatal Poo, if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot them our way. We're just going to talk about what we're doing here after this live stream. Yeah, so we're going to be going to Six Flags Magic Mountain for the media day for Fright Fest. Mm-hmm. They're celebrating their 30th anniversary. Oh, cool. Awesome. Love it. That's Envy that said that. Anyway,
Envy's the MVP.
Yeah. He's just like, just keep talking. Yeah. So we're gonna go there. Thankfully, so Saw is gonna be open.
That's right. It's open. It's open today.
So it was gonna be open, and then they sent us a thing like a couple days ago saying it's gonna be closed, and come back another time. Blah blah. Which is fine. It's understandable. There's always It was like it took us an hour to get this whole live stream thing set up. Yeah, so that's going to be open. They have, what is it? What's the other?
The Conjuring.
The Conjuring, yeah.
Yeah.
Which it'll be interesting to see how that is because prior to the pandemic, that was probably it was in 2018, 2019. I think it was in 2018, 2019. Warner Brothers Studio, they did mazes on their back lot. I think they stopped doing that. I think they didn't bring it back after the pandemic. Do you remember that?
I didn't know that they did.
Yeah, so they had like an It maze there. They built they built like that huge. Do you remember like when there was the It maze at the corner of whatever it was in Hollywood where they had?
Oh yes, to promote the movie. Yeah, that's right. It was like a pop up.
Yeah, they had a pop up. That pop up was like the year prior was at Warner Brothers, and they had that. And they had like The Conjuring, and they had whatever they had another IP. They had a couple matches there. So yeah, so I did one there at Warner Brothers. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to be.
Well, it makes sense for those who don't know. Warner Brothers and Universal Studios are like literally right next to each other. So it makes sense to try to they look up to the hill and they go, wow, that's been very successful for their rival studio.
Well, and that was through the Warner Brothers tour department, which is exploded. I mean, it's so good. It's huge now. Started off as a kind of like a hidden secret of Hollywood is the Warner Brothers tour. Mm-hmm. Anyway, getting to the point of
The Conjuring.
The Conjuring at Magic Mountain. I'm really curious to see how that's going to be. And Saw, funny enough, I have not seen a single one of the movies.
Oh wow!
I love Halloween. I'm not a big fan of horror movies.
Yeah.
Like I probably at some point watch them.
Yeah.
But I never really had an interest in them. But I have enough of an idea, right?
Well, Saw's going to be different because it's like I like scary movies, but there's as far as horror films go, there's slashers, and there's like psychological, then there's like basically gore, and that's what Saw is. It's like let me see if I'm going to have acid rip out your nostrils.
Yeah.
Like,
So gore is not my thing. It's
Yeah.
more the psychological thriller.
Sure.
That kind of stuff is great. But yeah, no, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm gonna be his plus one because I let him use the studio.
Yeah, Six Flags has really stepped it up in the last, I don't know, probably last few years, especially. Like they've really been, their scare zones, I think, are on par with Knott's, if not.
And their makeup too, like
their makeup. Although last year their makeup wasn't. I think whoever was doing their makeup prior to the pandemic didn't come back or something.
Oh, well, maybe because I went last year to Fright Fest, and they had opened up in the Bugs Bunny area. It's called like Carnival, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's the first time they've kind of did a scare zone there.
Yeah.
And the makeup there was like this one lady, kind of like a bird witch type of lady.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the actor, the performer, it is, you can have the best makeup in the world, but if your performer is a dud, doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
She was so good. It was like so good.
Oh, nice.
I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to go through that again. And I'm excited to see the new mazes too, because one of the mazes, The Conjuring, I believe they built behind the old games up there off Katie's Kettle area, right?
Yeah. Like the games that was right next to the queue for Tatsu.
So that'll be cool to go in there because it's like, I think those were just kind of like behind the scenes offices for the prizes for the arcade that's right there.
Yeah.
And so it's just interesting to see what's going to be happening in there.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's just going to be something that they'll just like permanently keep there. Because like for their other mazes, they just keep them up year round.
Yeah.
Which is smart.
Yeah, and then where Saw is, their new Saw is, it's where Tidal Wave used to be.
Yeah, I think that's a temporary one. Though.
Yeah, it's going to be temporary. Let's hope that they don't keep that there year round.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, who knows? Well, hey, they kept up the maze that was over by.
That's right.
That I discovered last time is over by
La
Revolution.
Revolution still there.
Yeah, there was a maze there, and I was like, when I was there for like the last time for the vlog, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
All the walls are still up.
Yeah, it's still there.
Anyway, Fatal Poo is
looks like we lost FP.
No.
R.I.P. FP.
Oh,
it was too fatal.
It was too fatal. Well, I guess we should start wrapping things up here. I don't know. We're already coming up on 5.
Let's do your CTAs, man. CTAs.
My what?
Calls to action.
Calls to action.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh,
hit that notification bell. Like the stream. CTAs, man.
I clearly don't know what I'm doing.
Now, hey, almost 11,000 subscribers says that you do.
And so I mean the whole point of doing this live stream one was to kind of test out your studio and do something different here. But yeah, just wanted to thank everybody for subscribing, and I honestly didn't think that it would ever get to this. I mean, obviously you're like, oh, I hope I can get to whatever. But it really means so much that we have all these subscribers and people that care that I'm walking around Knott's or Magic Mountain and randomly talking about some stuff. Like sometimes it just feels kind of kind of random, but
sure.
But yeah, I mean, there's people, so much appreciated, and and if I don't know what to say. I'm not good about talking about myself.
All right, so go follow him on Instagram, America's Coastal Network on
you
Instagram. He's just started TikToking again, which is, I say tisk to the TikTok, but you can find him. Is it still America's Coastal Network on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm playing the game.
He's playing that game.
Oh man.
And then on YouTube, obviously America's Coastal Network. Go give him a sub on all those channels.
I'm not dancing though. There's no TikTok dancing. Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
It just seems like there's always some sort of weird trend, and then it sticks around for like 2 or 3 days, and then it's like something new.
If you want me to dance, I'll dance. If that's what it takes.
How about this? He gets 12. He gets past 11,000 to 12,000 before year end. He will do a dance on TikTok for you. How does that sound?
Oh God, no.
You heard it here. It is now written in the ether, and it will happen.
There you go.
Go follow Chris, obviously, on all his fun social medias.
And follow you.
You can follow the ambassador if you want to.
Follow the ambassador.
Yes. I'm the_ambassador_ERT. Just starting up this channel again, Enthusiast Roundtable on YouTube. It's Enthusiast Roundtable on YouTube. On Instagram, I'm ambassador_ERT. I'm not on TikTok and will never be on TikTok, even if I got a lot of money. I just don't want to do TikTok.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I appreciate Chris for helping me figure out the studio. Again, this is a full dress rehearsal. This is our very first time with the full studio set up, doing not only a live stream, but just everything working. Other than just like kind of tests. So it looks like it went okay. Nobody let us know in chat whether it sounded good. Let's hope that it did.
We'll find out after this.
But hey, people were responding to the question, so I'm sure it worked out okay. But again, I'll throw it back to Chris. And oh, here we go. Wait, FP is back. He's out of the restroom, and he has a question. And it's not coaster related, but it's awesome.
What's the best Batman movie?
What a great question to end on.
Oh, what's the best Batman movie?
I know the worst Batman movie.
What the Batman and
Robin.
You don't like you don't like Schwarzenegger in that?
Nope.
I'll just go with the original. Was it 1989?
Yeah.
With Keaton.
1989. We do know that Envy was not born, but it's pretty good. Michael Keaton. He also does reprises that role in the new Flash movie, which was very interesting.
Yeah. So I like the original ones. So OG here. I'm old.
We're old.
But yeah, hey guys, thank you for watching. Everybody who not only is here for the live stream for Envy and Fatal Poo and was there somebody else?
Sean was there for like a second.
Yeah, Sean was in here for a bit.
Yeah.
And then to anybody watching this after post this or whatever. So thanks for hanging out for an hour with me, or the ambassador and me, just kind of shooting the shit here. So yeah, all right. Let's see you guys again. Might be back for like an enthusiast roundtable on his channel. So yeah,
you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to come to enthusiast. You'd think if we were smart, we'd just do one back to back, but we got to go to Magic.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one, guys. See ya.
All right. 3, 2, 1, bye.